ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls. This is Shin and you're watching Preinfusion TV. So it's been a long time, guys. I've been quite busy. And there was coffee show last month. I run our booth with Decent Espresso users. Fill out coffee. And there was the specialty. A lot of people visited our booth. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to show you the demo that I've done at the coffee show. So stay tuned. Let's get started. So this is the Decent Espresso and this is D1XL version 1.1 model, and we are releasing version 1.3 model in the next year, maybe January, hopefully. This one is tabletop model and you can do the countersunk like this. Yes, our machine can make coffee like the other espresso machines. If you go to flush and just start, it just makes coffee. It's like the other normal traditional machines. You can use it like that, but that's... With our machine, you can set the profile of your shot. So if you go to setting, first time when you see this, it's really complicated. There is a graph and there's a lot of things that you can set. So it's really complicated for the newbies. So we give a lot of presets right here. So you can tap here, then you can see a lot of presets like this, right? And this is also complicated because there is a lot. You have no idea what to start with. We have like explanation on here, so you can just read it and pick one. But the very first profile that we suggest you to use is this one. This is called Gentle and Sweet. This one is quite slow shot with low pressure and also not too high temperature, so you don't fail at your very first shot with Decent Espresso machine. So I'll just explain about this profile. So at the Preinfusion step, what Preinfusion is, before the coffee comes out of this filter basket, there's space in here in the basket. So after this basket fills up with water, then the coffee starts to come out from here. So during the Preinfusion, it fills up the space. But our espresso machine sends the pressure and temperature on here, basically in here. Amazing, right? So there is no pressure during Preinfusion because the space hasn't filled up, so water can just go in. So after the space fills up, when water pushes the space, the pressure starts to rise. Right? Simple. So you cannot control pressure on here. You can only control the flow rate. The flow rate is the amount of water per second. So it meant to give 4 milliliters in 1 second, right? The maximum flow rate is 8 milliliters per second. This is what Zoko or like Rocket machine does nowadays. Like normal, regular, traditional machines, especially with the HX boilers, they give around 13 to 15, even 15 milliliters per second of flow rate. It's too fast. Kind of high-end machines nowadays make their machine with 8 milliliters flow rate. Our machine can do that, but during the Preinfusion step, we lower the flow rate. We wet the puck slowly. The benefit of wetting the puck slowly is we can wet the puck evenly. So if water goes through like fast, the puck, especially inside the puck, couldn't get wet. But if you lower the Preinfusion, then water gives like slowly and gently, so it can wet the puck like more evenly before it starts to give coffee from here. But if it's too slow, then the total extraction time is gonna be too long. So we set the flow rate in Preinfusion step at 4. It's just middle of the 8 milliliters per second to 0. And here is the 20 seconds and 4 bar. And that means after 20 seconds, it goes to the next step. Or the pressure hits 4 bar, it goes to the next step. So after the space filled up, we call it head space. The space filled up, the pressure starts to rise, right? And when the pressure hits 4 bar, even if it didn't hit 20 seconds,
it goes to the next step.
so for example, if it hits like 4 bar in 10 seconds, it just goes to the next step, even if it didn't hit like 20 seconds. Or if it hit 20 seconds, even if it's just lower than 4 bar, it just goes to the next step. Which comes first is gonna be the standard. Okay. So next step is rise and hold. So in the stage, the coffee comes out and you can set the pressure now, right? Because there is pressure, so you can control the pressure on here. So this means you just hold the pressure at 6 bar for 15 seconds. To keep the pressure, the flow rate changes automatically. How amazing is it? So after 15 seconds, it goes to the next stage, which is called decline. For 30 seconds, it gradually lowers the pressure to 3 bar. And here you stop at weight. This scale is also connected to the tablet. When the scale says 36 gram, slightly lower than 36 gram, it stops the shot automatically. And then there is a temperature, so you can change the temperature in 0.5 degrees Celsius. I just want to set 88.5 degrees Celsius. I don't think it's default though. If you like tweak or change the profile, then you can see the star icon on here. You just tap on here, it's saved, and the star icon is gone. Let's make a shot with this profile. Okay. So portafilter in. So here's the shot started, and if you see the graph, green one is pressure, blue one is flow rate, and the orange brown one is the coffee into the cup, and the red one is the temperature. And if you tap the chart on here, then you can zoom in. So here is the bigger size of the blue graph, green graph, and the orange brown graph, and there is the red one also can be zoomed in. And if you want to see the bigger and bigger graph, then you can tap on here, and if you want to zoom out, then tap the lower part of the chart, and if you tap in the middle, then you can go back to the smaller chart. So now it's in pre-infusion step. There is no pressure. Pressure is at 0, but there is flow rate at 4 bar. Pressure starts to rise, and when it hits 4 bar, even if it's not 20 seconds, it just goes to the next step. Now it's hold step. So pressure holds at 6 bar, and there is temperature. It's nice and even, and flow rate changes automatically. And after 15 seconds, it goes to the next step, but it already stopped automatically because the shot hit 36 grams. Here's the coffee that I just made. After you make a shot, you're gonna taste it. Then you can just tweak the profile to make the taste better. So on here, maybe I higher the temperature like this, 90 degrees Celsius. But you can change everything on here. So you can just like longer the time or higher the pressure, lower the pressure. On here as well, you can set the pre-infusion finishing pressure or time as well. You can give the more flow rate on here as well, and you can lower the stop at weight. As you could see, the decline step was barely in there. If I shorten the rise and hold, there is gonna be like longer decline step. Make it like this, and then hit here to save it, and okay. Then I just make another shot with this profile. Here comes the second shot, and then I'll just press start. So here's the pre-infusion. It's the same pre-infusion, and rise and hold is the same pressure, 6 bar, and it holds a 6 bar for 10 seconds, and went to the decline step. The pressure gradually declined. When you make espresso, you can see the extraction gets faster and faster. If I set the 6 bar to the finish, the flow rate would be like this. It just goes up. Thanks to the decline step, the flow rate goes up but holds on here. You can see the temperature drops at first, as soon as they start the shot, because the temperature of the ground coffee bean is room temperature. So when the hot water meets the room temperature of coffee ground, the temperature drops, but the machine gives like hotter water to get the temperature at the setting, and then keeps the temperature. In traditional machines case, the temperature drop at first like this, but it gives just the same temperature of water, so it gets longer time to get the boiler temperature, and the boiler temperature is only the temperature that you can see on the machine. So the temperature stability of Decent Espresso machine is, I may be able to say, is the word best. And another feature of Decent Espresso machine is you can make a profile and share to the other users. So what you can do is you can just make profile as you want to, or tweak the profile as you want to, and save it. The profile is saved in the tablet, so you can get the file and then upload on the user's forum, which is called Diaspora. So it's kind of like private forum. When you buy a Decent Espresso machine, we send the invitation via email. So if you get the email, then you can get into the user's forum, and in the forum we just talk about the coffee and espresso stuff, or sometimes it's just ideas that how we can like upgrade Decent Espresso machine. So you can check the old sort of thing, or you can throw some idea in there, or you can just share the profile, something like that. There is one profile that user made and uploaded and became default profile, which is this one. This profile is made by Scott Rail, and this profile has pose function. So it gives Preinfusion the same like before, but after Preinfusion, when it hits the certain pressure, it poses for 30 seconds. The other machines cannot do that because they can't pose. Or you can may stop the shot for a while, but in that case, the drain valve is gonna open, so it's not pose, it's stop, and then the water inside the space, head space, is gonna go through the drain, so there is no water remained. So it's not really blooming in there. So this is called espresso blooming. During the pose, it kind of like brew the coffee in here for 30 seconds. I'll show you how it goes. Purpose of this profile is getting more coffee material out of coffee pot. I'll just adjust my grinder to a bit finer. Hot. And when the pressure hits 4 bar, it starts to pose. It's immediately just get rid of the flow, and there is the ramp up. It starts to give water slowly and then holds the flow rate at 2.2 milliliter per second. Pressure changes automatically, but there's like really low pressure because the coffee pot is all the way evenly wet during this pose stage. So there is like a lot of path that water can go through. There is like less resistance, so the pressure is really low in this case. So if you want to make higher pressure, then you can grind finer, or like put more coffee or change the basket. There are so many ways that you can do to get like higher pressure. And here is the temperature. As I told you, it's really hard to drop the temperature and there is no water going on, so the temperature still drops, but not like dramatically. And here's the same, even if there is some water going on, but the flow rate is kind of like really low, so the temperature drop is not really that dramatic. So that's it. Yeah, you cannot really find any machine that can do like this sort of shot. If you use like really light roasting coffee, and when you make like latte with that coffee, if you use this profile, you can get like latte with lightly roasted coffee. You know what I mean? And I show you the steam with Decent Espresso machine. There you go. If you start the steam, you can see the steam graph right here is the real-time steam graph. Green one is pressure and blue one is flow rate. And here you can see all the information about the steam. In that case, the temperature is in between 150 to 160, and it's really higher than the other traditional machine. The traditional machine is about like 120 degrees Celsius, and the pressure is 1.8 to 2 bars. Steam pressure on the other machine is 1.2 bar each, so it's like higher pressure with like higher temperature. So the steam is dried, but the flow rate is quite slower than the other traditional espresso machines. So it takes like longer time to get the temperature of your milk, but like result is milkier and richer because there is like less water goes into your milk. That's it. And there is flush. So what flush does is manual button on the other traditional espresso machine. So you can make a shot with this as well, or you can just rinse out your portafilter. Or after you make a shot, if you want to get rid of some residues on the screen, then you can use this function to get rid of the residues. There you go. We also provide several different languages. There is Korean, yeah, there are so many like Thai languages here, and Japanese and Chinese, and everything is in here, so you can pick one that you use. All right. So that's it for the demo. I'll just pick some questions that ask like the most and then talk about it. So this is Q&A. So first question was, so if you make the shots like continuously, how many shots the Decent Espresso machine can make? I don't know.
That's very responsible.
As I told you, this machine preheats first and then start to make a shot. So the temperature stability is the world best. So there is no temperature drop. Some cafes use our machine, so they make some hundreds of shots in a day, but there is no problem and temperature is just stable. Next question is how much is it? Yeah, that's the question that I got the second most. We have three models, D1 Plus, D1 Pro, and D1 XL white and black.
So the price that I'm telling you is version 1.3's price. D1 Plus version 1.3 is $2,799. It's US dollars. And D1 Pro version 1.3 is $3,199. D1 XL Black version 1.3 is $4,299. And D1 XL White version 1.3 is $4,599. And shipping cost is excluded, so it's kind of up to where you live and where you get shipped, and the custom fee is included. That's it.
So next question is about version 1.3 model. There is photo. So as you can see, there is a group head controller on the group head. So what it can do is it can start shot or start steam, flush, and hot water dispenser function. Not only that, it can do real-time control. So version 1.1 machines can do the shot with the profile already made, so you cannot change during the shot. But with the group head controller on version 1.3, you can change the pressure and flow rate in real time. So it can do start and stop and real-time control, which means you don't need to use tablet to operate the machine. So tablets can be just display and you can control with the group head controller. That's it. If you have any questions or inquiries about Decent Espresso, then you can ask here. And here's our website. If you want to get more information about our machine or just buy our machine, then you can go into this website. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I'll be back with more videos. Peace out.